Hello, Janet Rangi. Welcome to our session today. Okay. Yeah, please feel welcome. So, I'm not going to keep you here long. So, as you can see, the title today, American Trained Nurses. Okay. Some of you are here in America and you wonder how possible is that. It's true. There are some people who are in America here. They had the opportunity to go to school, but they don't have the working papers. And I remember doing this video last year and the year before. And there are a few people who came to me and say, Janet, I want to go to Canada. And I'm here to present a completed case study. It takes patience. It takes patience. One thing I believe is in doing something completely, okay? And actually, Bruce has gone through that process. He has managed to complete the whole process for the nurses. And guess what? They've been approved. Number one, they have licenses in Canada. And number two, now they have papers to go and work and live in Canada permanently. So what is the benefit for such a person? Number one, they've lived here for many years. We don't know the last time they saw their children. We don't know the last time they saw their husband. We don't know the last time they saw their family. But they were able to survive here. But again, they were not able to work to their best of their abilities because they did not have working papers, but they had the education. So my message is this: if you're in America and you have American education and you don't know the next time you'll go home and you don't know how far you'll stay, I mean, what is the way forward for you in America, please consider coming to us, okay? janetrangi67@gmail.com. I can tell you we've completed a case study on several nurses who are here in America. It's all about solving problems. It's about solving problems. They went to school, but they did not have papers, okay? But they want to go home. They want to go see the families. Wherever your situation is, I'm here to tell you that it has worked, okay? There's nothing as difficult as having the first cohort of students or the first cohort of situations, because you never have the right answer. You don't know how much it costs. You don't know how long it takes. You don't know if it's true or not. You can read all you want, but until you execute and actually reach to the conclusion, you have done nothing. You have done nothing. So I'm here to tell you, I am so happy. I am so happy for some of these nurses, okay, who came to us listening just the way you are listening to me. They say, Janet, I've been here for way too long. I'm ready to go home. Janet, I'm ready to see my children. I'm ready to do wherever it takes. I'm just ready to go. We have them. Now we know the whole process, how it works from beginning to end. And here's the good news. It took long for them, but guess what? Now Canada has reduced to only 90 days. 90 days, okay? So if you're trained in America, you have an American license, but you don't have American travel documents. You cannot leave America. You can't go out there. Yes, there are many people. Did you know you can go to America to school? But there is no immigration that will give you any benefit because maybe you overstayed your visa, right? Usually that's the most common reason, is you overstayed your visa. That basically, I'm saying visa overstays. If you want to move on with your life, Canada is an option. You don't have to do anything drastic. Go back home, and maybe you are not ready yet. You can just transition to Canada, start working there as a registered nurse, earn good money, have working papers, voila. Eventually, now you can finally comfortably go to see your family and come back. And guess what? After you're there for 7 or 10 years, sometimes these things end, they forgive. Okay. It doesn't mean if you overstay your visa, you'll never come back, but they'll, ban you for a period of time. And we know that that's why most people do not want to leave in the first place until they have proper arrangements to exit. Is it true? That is just the truth. Okay. So that is good news. If you're listening to me, you have a friend or you know someone who knows someone who knows someone, and they're sick and tired of the rat race, they're sick and tired, they don't know where to go, they don't know what to do next, consider going to Canada. You have good education in America, you just don't have the papers. That will work. The other group of people are usually people who have ukimbizi, people on asylum, okay? That is also an option. That is also an option, okay? But them, usually they have papers. Usually they have papers to work. Usually they have papers to go to school. But usually the biggest problem for them is they don't know when the green card will come. Now, let me take some time, because some of you watch me, you might benefit from this. Let me explain the process of asylum in detail, okay? So that when you are making decisions, you really understand what asylum is. Because sometimes we just hear ukimbizi, Janet is saying ukimbizi, but we don't know the pros and the cons. Okay, asylum is a treaty. Understand? Okay, this one, listen, when I'm done, go read your notes. Okay, but take a pen and paper and write the main points. Asylum is a treaty. Okay, the law says that if you come here in the United States, and I've gone to school for this, okay, by land, by sea, by air, and you arrive on American shore, and you declare that you fear for your life, you fear persecution, they will grant you safety. The law grants you safety. What people do not complete that sentence, they tell you, I will get green card through Ukimbizi, I'll get green card through asylum. That is not true. Safety, yes. And I'm going to define what safety means. But let's first define. You come on American land, you fear persecution. Okay, they will grant you safety. That asylum has to be based on 5 conditions. 5 conditions. You're not, okay, let me mention the 5 conditions first. Religious persecution, political persecution, belonging to a certain social group, race, national origin. Okay, so we've landed in America by air, okay, by sea, by land. Let me continue. Whether legal or illegally, and you fear going back because of persecution, your life is in danger basically, and you meet those 5 conditions: religious, political, social group, national origin, and race. So you can't come and say, my wife is very angry at me and she's been beating me. So what social group is that? Every woman cannot just come and claim that we as women we fall in this category, as men we fall in this category. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so that it has to be a very well defined story that you're going to put across. Okay, and remember I said legally or illegally, and we think how possible is that? Let's say, for example, we have 2 people. The first person came on a visit visa. Okay, a visit visa, maybe 4 years, 5 years visa, no problem. But when they come at the port of entry, they're only given 6 months to enjoy America. I understanding, meaning it's 6 years, 5 years with multiple entries. Okay, doesn't mean you come and stay here for 5 years. They gave you a visit visa for 5 years or a visit visa for 1 year. But when you reach the port of entry, you are only welcomed for 6 months. Many of you have had me making videos. That is what we call the I-94 record. The I-94 record is your entry and departure. Hey, you came on May 9th, you're supposed to exit November 9th, something like that. That is your I-94 record on a visit visa, right? Another person comes as a student, let's say a master student, and that person is given 2 years in America. So the I-94 is 2 years plus OPT. Of course, once you graduate America, you can have a work permit for a full year. This person has 2 to 3 years as a student. Now, they both fear persecution. They both decide to file asylum. Okay? For you to file asylum, you have to file within 1 year. 1 year. No if, buts, wherever. Keep that in mind, 1 year. And the question becomes, the student has 2 years. The student has 3 years plus OPT. They have 1 year to file asylum, right? But the visit visa, you are only given 6 months. So why would you file asylum within 1 year? Because it's allowed. But if you overstay your visa, say, let's say you are given 6 months and you're here month 7, you're here month 8. Yes, you still have time to file asylum because it's 1 year. And yes, they will grant you safety because the law says that in asylum, whether you are here illegally or legally, they will grant you safety. However, the difference is here. If you violate your I-94 record at any point, you overstay, you can never ask for any other immigration benefits. You see, asylum is protecting you. You understand? It's about protection. It's about safety. But let's say you say, when I first came, they told me just file for asylum and it looked very good. I needed a work permit and all that. But now it's been 5, 10, 15 years. I'm sick and tired. I finished nursing. I want to file now papers for nursing. First of all, the employer will be like, well, that's not our problem because you already have working papers. Why is it my responsibility to file for your green card? That's okay. But let's say they want to file for your green card. Immigration will they will remember your original sin. We gave you safety based on asylum. But now that you want to move from asylum to a regular green card, why did you overstay your visa? Are you seeing? So the point is this then, if you come on a visit visa and you decide to file asylum, you better file it within 6 months. Yes, the law says you have 1 year, but you as a visitor, you do not have anything more than 6 months, and we are saying you cannot overstay your visa, basically. If you overstay, asylum will not care. So long as you file within one year, they will give you safety. And let us now define safety, in my opinion, based on what I've read and what I know is true. Safety means that after you declare asylum, they have 150 days to respond to you. Can you imagine millions filing? And if everyone files today and next week they are calling, I filed, and you haven't had anything? No, they tell you, do not bother us, basically, using my own words. You have 150 days. Before the 150 days, they will come back to you. With what? A work permit. What they are telling you is this: you fear persecution. You fear for your life if you go back home, but we cannot give you food. We can't give you housing. How about you do things yourself? They give you a work permit so that you can work anywhere in the United States, so that you can go to school anywhere in the United States, so you can go get a driver's license and drive on the roads, so that you can get a social security number, live your life as if you have a green card. That is what I mean by safety, and that is true. This is what people tell you when you first come. That is what they are telling you. And me, if I arrive in America, my first 4-5 months, I am going for the shortcut. That is unfortunately what people do. Is it looks very easy, and I don't blame anyone. By the way, I'm not blaming anyone, but I want those who are listening to me carefully, because they will benefit and make informed decisions, right? What you don't know, after 1 year, you realize you locked yourself in, right? So they gave you safety. Now you have a work permit. You can go to school and all that. And I know people listening to me anywhere outside America, they're like, I will do it, because you're there. And even when you come here, the first 2-3 months, you think it's very easy. Fine, it's easy. You declare it's free of charge. The form is called I-589. Okay, you declare affirmative asylum. After 150 days, you get your work permit. You will continue with life. You will work. You'll get money. Okay, so are we clear on that foundation? What asylum is? Now, let me tell you what asylum is not, that the truth will not be told. Again, the first person that comes to America, the person that receives you in the airport will determine this. And the people that you meet will determine this. And not just those people, you as a person, you'll be so scared to spend money. You'll be so scared to wait. And now that is how you make these decisions. Asylum does not promise a green card. Okay, thank you so much if you're coming here now. Asylum does not promise anyone a green card. That is misinformation. Okay, that is misinformation. Asylum promises safety. Yes, because they have to keep you safe, they can't spoon feed you. So they have to give you a work permit for you to go to school. And why are they doing that? Is because the only time asylum will give you a green card is after a United States judge listens to your petition, listens to your case, your fear of persecution, and determines that your story is credible, and determines that your life is actually in danger. That is the only time he will offer a ruling, and that is the time now you qualify to get a green card. So therefore, because there is a backlog, this is something, again, they don't tell you. There's a backlog. I went to school, I did papers on asylum. I can file asylum, basically. There's a backlog in the millions and in the millions and in the millions. And those millions, all of them need a United States judge to determine. Okay, they need a United States judge to determine whether your story is credible. There is no shortcut. Meaning, at one point, you will show up in court. The judge will be on one side, okay, and the United States government will be on the other side. And they'll be asking the judge, tell us what to do with this person. This person showed in this day. This is their paperwork. This is their I-94 record. This is their criminal record. This is how they are good people. They have good behaviors. They have children and all that. The judge will listen to that story. They will review the story that you wrote, the narrative of what happened. You understand? Then they will call experts, what we call, in fact, what we call country conditions. Do you know they know what country conditions are? But that's besides the point. So the United States on one side, your lawyer and yourself on the other side, you wait for the judgment of the judge. When the judge listens and they say, okay, we believe that this person, if they go back home, they will be persecuted. He will offer a ruling, and at that point now, you have now finally completed. You can now go and file for a green card. Okay? Now, you may say, yeah, I will be willing to take that and then wait for the green card. That backlog, you can be here 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and your case is not done. And you say, but I'm making money. Yes, you're making money. That's why you're making that decision yourself. And that's why Janet is saying, how about you make make decisions based on information, right? You cannot go home. If you go, what you're telling them, that why are you asking for asylum if you can go back home? It means that situation that you feared the first time when you wrote the story has resolved. So why will they bring you back? Because you are in here illegally, you overstayed your visa, they forgave you based on asylum, saying that you fear persecution. If you exit, it's very hard for them to, by the way, there are a few times they've let people in, but normally they will not even let you in. Therefore, most people are here again on asylum for how long? 5 years, 10 years, 15. They cannot see their families. Oh, Janet, I will just make arrangements. Me, I will file asylum, and then my brothers and sisters can come on a visit visa. They've seen everything under the sun. From experience, from the stories I've heard, the embassies know something we call, which I covered in class. We have something called country conditions. That's why when the judge wants to offer a judgment, they will listen to experts. What is the expert from, like the example we like using in class is what? There's a country in South America which has a lot of gangs with MS-16. Okay, so the human rights activists, they can come and give a testimony even virtually. They can show a newspaper. They can show government, parliament, the decisions they have made. They can say this country is very notorious for femicide. Look, this is the country condition. This country here, we've seen that there are gangs that kill mothers and children if they are not given these things. Okay, they are threatening children, and there is evidence. And even the embassy in that country knows that if a person comes from that country and declare asylum, they'll be offered. Okay, another country, maybe they're coming from Mali, they're claiming religious persecution. You understand? Or I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, like this. They have some evidence from those countries. But let's say you come from a stable country, they have their embassy there, they're even eating with you in the villages, they're enjoying life. Then you come here and you declare asylum, and there's nothing that they can believe in. Once your family goes, they believe your family. So let's say they trusted your family, they gave one a visit visa, another a student visa. Do you know, from experience I've seen, when a family gets, normally the whole family tends to get. But as soon as one person files asylum, it's over. As soon as one person in that family files asylum, they just forget about that family. So number one, you've locked out all your family members from getting a visa again. Have I seen people who have asylum go through that embassy and get yes? Very rare. Very rare, but yes. I'm not saying that they cannot, but most of the time you've just made it difficult for your spouse. You've made it very difficult for your children to ever come here. Okay? All right? So, and again, for me, I believe information is power, so that when you are making these decisions, you can't come to me and say, Janet, but my friends, my friends told me this. Yes, if you don't watch Janet, I will excuse you. If you don't read, I will excuse you. You don't know. But put these things in totality. Think of your future rather than the benefit today. Setting a foundation has never been easy, by the way. Even some of you who are in America now, you are probably struggling. Money is tight. Going to nursing school is not easy. But it's only when you, nothing. Let me tell you, successful people hang in there. They go through the boredom. They go through the tough decisions. They go through being broke. They go through all those things just to make their second, third, and fourth year much better. But if you're one of those people who likes gratitude now, I want it now, sijali, I don't care, I am here, I don't, fine. But let's meet in 2 years and let's see, because Janet has been doing this more than you. She hears these things every day. Janet, I was listening to you, but when I reached in America, I don't know what happened. Well, good, but now I can't do anything. You've already declared asylum. Do you want us to change you from asylum back to student? How possible is that? You've already traumatized everything. Or maybe you went to a community. That's all they know. And I just made another video and I also posted it on Facebook and TikTok. Okay? You need to know the kind of immigrant you are following. You know, we forget those principles that we had at home. It's the same people. It's the same people. Let me give you an example. Someone that wins a green card and comes here. These are the questions you want to ask. Did they file the green card themselves? If they file themselves, fine. It tells you something about that person. They are go-getters. If someone filed for them, fine. Okay, what is their level of education? Did they go to college? Did they go to university? Are they professors? Do they have masters? Fine. Look at these things very critically. Look, sometimes just because we reach, by the way, you know, Janet loves her people, whether you got a D, a C, I don't care. Me, I don't look at grades. I don't, you're one of those people who know me. I don't look at grades. I look at the opportunity. However, I don't know why you as a professor or someone who is doing PhD, just because you've arrived in America, you are seeking advice for someone who never went even to 1 year of college. And nothing against some of you who've never gone to college, but even you who never went to college, think about it. You're advising a professor. And what is making you advise a professor? It's because of the American. You've now come to America, you have a job, you have asylum, you're driving a good car. But if you think at it, you professor, let's just be honest. Janet doesn't hide. Janet does not. I don't hide. I love you. I love you. I love you. You did a master's at home. You have a bachelor's degree from University of Makerere, Abidjan, Accra, University of Accra, University of Nairobi. You went, you did, we know you did medicine, you even did education, you did business administration, you did public health. How come when you drop in America, all of a sudden you are getting advice from a high school dropout? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. You guys, you don't think about it, and Janet will just be honest with you. Let us start questioning more. For many years, I've always said, you are the best version of your 3 friends. Your 3 friends earn 50,000, you are going to earn 50,000, which is good. They will rub off the energy. They will tell you, I used to sleep at 2. I used to go to this community college. I managed to do a little course here. I dropped out of high school, but I managed to go back to college. Before you know it, you're thinking like them and you achieve like them. That is why it's very hard to find a friend who is earning 30,000 per year and a friend who is earning 150,000 per year. They will not match. They will not rhyme. Please be careful. I'm not saying that people who welcome you are less, but ask questions. Do more research. Don't just listen to Janet videos and extract as much as you can, and then you go and listen to other people. But I can see a life example here. Just because I'm driving a good car, even you will drive a good car. I can have 30,000 per year in America and I will still have a good car. So please think, if you have a PhD, if you have a master's, ask yourself, below this green card, what is actually behind that green card? Some of us, we are street smart. Like me, I don't need to go to school. I can just use my looks and I don't have to even go and become a doctor. I can just marry a doctor, right? It's also smart. But look beyond me. Who is this Janet? Yes, I know. She has a green card. Who is she behind there? For me, I will be honest with you. I have a master's. I have a postgraduate certificate. I have a postgraduate studies. I went to the University of California, and that's who I am as a person. It took effort for me to take myself to big schools. So there's power behind my work. Okay. And the reason why most of you, 2 years, 3 years, you're failing, go look who that person housed you. Because this is a good country. And I like it for that, because you can't know this person, whether you have money or not, someone is driving. We all have similar standards of living. We live in good apartments. We live in good homes. Okay. But start peeling the bananas, please. Start peeling that orange a little bit harder before you take advice. That is number one. Check. Just because you landed in someone's house does not mean you have to think like them. What worked for them might not work for you. They are doing everything right. They are happy with what they have. Maybe you might not be happy with that. Probably they didn't have any children. They left at home. You have a wife. You have children. Okay, you have a husband. Why are you thinking like someone who is single with no children? These are two different cases. You have business. You have to take care of your wife. You have to take care of your children. So your decisions have to be mature. Your decisions have to be mature. They have to match they have to match who you are. I love you. 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 And I'm telling you the truth. Because you make this very short-minded people. I want money today, today, today. I want my work permit today, today. We meet now after 1 year. After one, by the way, it doesn't take long. It does not take long. Just now, I spoke to someone, by the way, who is in a community college doing prerequisites. And he told me, Janet, I'm just doing the prerequisites so that I can decide whether I want to do a diploma or a BSN, a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. But meanwhile, I am doing prerequisites. This person did not go for asylum. Did this person have a chance? Yes. Did this person spend a little bit more? Of course, more than maybe 4,000 US dollars. The other person who went for asylum paid maybe zero. By the way, it's not zero. They pay people behind the back the same amount of money. But they are so lured with the work permit. Now let's evaluate those two people. We are still first year. Now both of them are finished 1 year. Let's say 1 or 1.5 years. Let us do a report card. One has a work permit. They filed asylum. They are settled. They have a job. And that job, because they don't have the education in America, is going to be most likely minimum job, and minimum jobs here pay well. Don't get me wrong. On the other hand, is the student decided, you know what, for me, I can't lock myself in America, whether single or not. Or you know me, I have a wife. You know me, I have a husband. You know me, I have children. Took the hard road, spent 4,000, went to school. Now has a student visa. Now is doing prerequisites. You think this student is having it easy? No. This student is not having it easy. The family is asking money at home. They can just provide a little bit because they have to pay fees in school. That is just 1.5 years. The one who filed for asylum is working 2 jobs, making money. Fine. The one who went to school is struggling. Fine. Let us meet in year 3. Let us meet in year 3. Now the roles are reversed. The student finally has graduated in nursing. Good career, good job, good house, good marriage, travel documents, green card for life. Can go home, has now filed for the husband, has now filed for the wife, has now filed for the children. That is the difference. That is the instant gratification is the biggest problem we have in our community. I love you, I love you, I love you. Instant gratification. And I can tell you, people who are in asylum, they will tell you, the good ones will tell you, Janet, if I knew what I knew then, I would not have done it today. But trust me, again, let me make it clear. There are people who did not even file asylum. They overstayed their papers and have no asylum. Those are the ones now we can even get. At least if you have asylum, you have papers. Now you're here, you overstayed your visa, and you don't have working papers, and you can't leave the country. At least the person who has asylum, although they cannot leave the country, but they have working papers. So there are layers to this, okay? And so in summary, let me tell you, that's why I started by telling you, look, peel the banana, peel the onion, peel behind, you will see these people clearly who they are. Okay, therefore, in conclusion, let me just tell you the truth. who is the best person to give you advice, apart from you reading and doing everything, is a person who came here either on a visit visa or a student visa and took themselves to school and got an American education and got themselves a green card, top notch. Top notch, no questions asked. At the end of the day, that is the strongest immigrant, period, end of story. Period, end of the, no discussion. No discussion. Because they've invested money, they've invested time, they've invested pain. Okay? Marriage visa is tricky because what they will tell you, probably they will complain of domestic violence, they'll complain of social issues, arguments in a home, or paying bills. That is a different kind of advice. Are you seeing? So someone who got a green card through marriage is going to advise you based on marital problems. Am I lying? I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay, I'm watching you from Longview. Thank you. Jambo, Derek. It's true. If I get a green card through marriage, I'm going to advise you based on green card through marriage. If I got a green card through education, I'm going to advise you the steps that took me, how hard it was, but how much I held myself in there for 4 years so that I can have, I'm telling you. And it's not easy to convince people because this person who is a student is struggling. This person who is a student is paying bills, is going to school, is having homework, cannot have 2-3 jobs, does not have money. So at that point, it becomes hard for them to, but they have the longer vision. And it doesn't take long. That person in 4 years, they'll be in Nairobi. That person in 4 years, they'll be in Kampala. That person in 4 years, they'll be in Nigeria, Lagos. That is the difference. That is the difference. True, tested, no argument. No argument. That is the truth. And now, because they put time in education, okay, for the person who went for asylum, number one, they get lazy. Some of them, they don't go to school. Because you have papers, naturally, you'll get lazy, whether we like it or not. Another category of people who win a green card because of the jobs, they come 1, 2, 3 jobs, they get lazy. Because they don't know the challenge of not having papers. There's nothing, they don't have the wind. They don't have the pressure to push them to elevate themselves. And of course, you know yourself. If you're on asylum and you went to school, kudos to you. I'm not talking about you. If you are someone who got married and went to school, kudos to you. I'm not talking about you. But generally speaking, the people who are under immense pressure are people who hold on, go to school. But I'm telling you, in 4 years, they will have a lot to show. You who took a shortcut and got papers through asylum, through other means, but didn't go to school, you will be working 2 jobs. You will be working 3 jobs. This person who went to school will be working 1 shift. So that person works 1 shift. You have to work 3 shifts to catch up with this one. Instant gratification. Instant gratification. I love you, I love you, I love you. That's the difference. That's the difference. At the end of the day, do what you want to do. Do what you want to do, but I'm here to tell you that try and learn the people whom you're learning from, your roommates, the people that came here before you, 2 years from now, 5 years. I can tell you, once we come here, we speak very good English. We can sound very nice. But if you peel me nicely behind that, I might not be having anything to show except the accent, except that I have a working paper from asylum. And now I'm advising a full professor, and the professor is falling short, thinking that now because they've come from home, their brains have gone. No, you are still a professor, whether at home or here. You are still, never forget that. Never forget that. And we will not blame anyone else but you. You should have used your ability as a professor. You should have used your ability as someone who is educated at a master's level. You should have used your brains as someone who came from the University of Nairobi. When you are home, how did you used to think? If some of us didn't make it to University of Nairobi, probably won't even respect us. So what makes you think that you'll come here and just because I have a green card, I have to start advising you? You've forgotten who you are. You have forgotten who you were. Start remembering who you are, my people. Start remembering who you are as a person. Janet doesn't fear saying these things because she loves everyone. You know that. Everything I say is coming from my heart. But I have to say the truth, because if Janet doesn't say the truth, who will say it? It's because you forget who you are. And that is why you get the wrong advice. Alternatively, there are some people, I almost spoke Swahili, there are some people who might be professors, they might have masters, they might have gone to the University of Makerere, University of Nairobi, but still they have fear of spending, they have fear of taking risks, and that one we can't help you, because it means that you are book smart, but you are not street smart. It happens. That is okay. But I want you to use this video to start understanding who are you as a person. Who are you as a person? Okay. In conclusion, start living your life with a script. And if you came late at the beginning of this video, by the way, if you need any help, Janet Rangi 67@gmail.com. Janet Rangi 67. My name is there. All you need is to add 67@gmail.com. Okay. And I wrote here, if you are someone who is in America without papers, we have a case study, successful case studies. We've had people now succeed. As we speak, we have people under my watch who have work permits in Canada, who have now nursing licenses in Canada. Okay, because they just could not continue living the way they were. But for some reason, they were here, they managed to get themselves to schools. There are some states that will give you education even if you don't have papers. Okay, so if you have nursing education right now, Canada has reduced up to 90 days. Within 90 days, it's possible for you to get the licensing and transition from here to there. Okay, that way you'll have now more freedom to now go back to your families. You miss each other. Now you'll see, EB3s, we are having a blast. Those who apply for EB3, when Janet came and said, believe in yourself, EB3, whether you're on asylum, whether you're not. Some of you believed in the whole process and you smiling. And you smiling now. Approved, 100% approval. 100% approval rates. And so I'm very proud of you. So one thing at a time. Well, even me, I'm very patient. I do not invest in processes that I don't know. The first clients usually are the most difficult because now I don't have proof. Because people will say, have you ever done something for someone before? There's always, you have to have that first client. You always have to have the first experience in any job. But once I nail it down, I have become very, very confident. Okay. EB3, the lawyers have delivered. Okay. And so any videos I post, I pray that you'll hear my side of the story. Those who are still at home, you didn't get a green card, what are the next steps? And I'm coming home to do a free embassy coaching. Start preparing. I will announce a free event where you'll all come. Okay. I will do free embassy coaching. Okay. I'll do free embassy coaching face-to-face. And I will announce the day and time of the events. Okay. Keep looking on the page. Once I announce, I'll meet you face to face and I'll do, depending on how many people will be willing, because it will be free of charge. We can do 2 or 3 groups, depending again on how many people come, so that we can discuss what really went wrong when you went to the embassy and you are denied. What really went wrong? How can you fix that record? Okay. And what opportunities do you have if you did not win the green card? Okay. All right. So thank you so much, guys, for coming. If you don't have papers and you have nothing, consider Canada. If you are tired on asylum and you want to transition and you don't see any other way of getting a green card, EB3, I don't have any more jobs. When they announce EB3, of course, those on asylum, you have an opportunity to transition, change from asylum to green card EB3. But this time we don't have any jobs. The last jobs we had were September 2024. But when they come, again, I'll make a video, okay? But for now, Canada is an option. If you want to continue living your life and you don't want to be stuck here, the millions of people, the line is not moving. It is what it is, okay? It doesn't mean this was a tough message, especially people coming for the first time and thinking the only advice they can get is from the person that picks them from the airport, is the person that gives them the first or second housing. No, you really need to take life in your hands and do a little bit more and avoid instant gratification, because honestly, it never works. Again, this is not for everyone. These things are not for the faint-hearted. And that's why I told you the greatest immigrants that will give you the greatest story is not the one who was in a bad marriage. Whether you marry or not, marriage will always have complaints. So I don't know that you're bringing anything on the table. I know you suffered. I know your husband mistreated you. I know you went through all that. Nothing to be minimized. But it doesn't mean that the next person has to go through the same one. But the person that comes through a student visa and pays their fees and eventually gets a green card. Another category of people, of course, is H-1B. If you hear someone has an H-1B, then a green card, usually they're very, very educated people. Okay, it means they took themselves through schooling in America, got an American employer to petition for them H-1B visa. Eventually, they ended up on the green card. I'm just being honest. The top-notch, The ones that got the most accolades is someone who came on a student visa, graduated, got H-1B visa, did OPT, did nursing, did whatever it takes, did STEM, finished everything, and got a professional job through their education. They were patient. They paid expensive fees. And normally they get the greatest reward. They have good marriages. They have good homes. They have good cars. When they give you advice, number one, if they are good people, because they can have all those accolades and not have a good heart. And someone might not have accolades, but they have a good heart. That's why it's up to you. You have to listen and do more reading. Listen. I'm being honest. There are people who might not have masters. There are people who might not have PhDs, but they have a good heart. And they will give you the advice based on what they have. And they are not trying to be bad. Again, it's not like people are bad. They are giving you what they have. It's you to determine that behind this peel of onion, behind this orange, what is actually there? Is it just me being there speaking an American accent? Is it just because I came and got married to an American citizen and now I have power to tell you? Now, if you want to sell your looks, if you want to sell physically, then follow that person that used their body, that person that used their nice face, their beautiful face, and they got into a green card by marrying American. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. There are people who love that. There's nothing wrong with that. I have no problem with that, right? It's up to you. The choice is yours, so long as you have information. Okay. Yeah, ma'am, I'm in Kenya. Is it possible to apply Canada nursing job now? Yes, if you have a nursing license, why not? Okay. Yeah. And there are many agents that do that. I myself, I'm a professional nurse, and I've never even, and I have the immigration knowledge. The reason I don't do it is I will delay you. Why would you do with me if you know very well that there are agents, number one, who are connected to lawyers? That's why I do EB3, because I have a lawyer and I have job offers. Same thing, the agents that do nursing, they have their hospitals and they have their lawyers. So you go through them. This thing of just anyone starting any business and telling you what, I'll be lying to you. Sometimes Americans are more connected. American agencies are just connected to more jobs and more lawyers. If I work for them, I'll probably give them the best business, okay? But for EB3, I did very well. Why? Because I have a lawyer and I have a recruiter who has those jobs, okay? Yeah, you can do it yourself, but it's not, it's not easy when you're home because you don't understand the processes, okay? But yes, it's possible they take foreign nurses even from home. They come to America, they go to Canada. Canada is a little bit tougher for nurses who are outside. The reason why it's easy for these ones is because they have American nursing education. Anytime you have American education, life is easy. That's just the way it is. It's easy for you in America. It's easy for you in Canada. It's easy for you, I guess, in other countries. But most definitely in America, you have American education. You've elevated yourself. Canada respects that. But I just know nurses going to Canada is more of a mountain. America looks like it's a mountain, but no, once you pass the NCLEX, agents will pick up the rest. The only thing that you do is the waiting time. If you're here on a visit visa, if you're here on a student visa, you can still use that time to pass NCLEX and then do adjustment of status from visit visa. I mean, visit visa, they don't like, but at least student visa. Okay, or you change from visit to student. By that time, go to school. As soon as you pass the NCLEX, they can always change, not change, adjusting. You have to know this terminology, changing status from visit visa to student visa. But if you're going to a green card, we call that adjustment of status. And those are different forms, different language, okay? Yeah, I'm waiting for EB3. I'm waiting for I-140 approval. How can I benefit from Canada? I'm a nurse. Okay, Joyce, you're here? Okay, write to us, okay? Yeah, because Bruce has nailed down that process very well. We have nurses as we speak whom I knew came for a consultation, showed them the right way. Now they have work permits and they have licenses in Canada as we speak, correct? Okay, yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Princess, thank you. Okay, JJ, thank you. Okay, and so I say Osman, thank you so much, and Derek, of course. Okay, yeah. So thank you so much, guys, for coming. Again, stay tuned. I'll be giving free embassy consultations. Okay. Ooh, that's a long one, Richard. I don't know that people are willing to wait. I was denied visit visa 3 times. Exclamation, exclamation. I got green card through. Good. Okay. Oh. Okay, I was denied visit visa 3 times, exclamation. I got a green card through nursing. The problem, we are denied visas, we show desperation. You can't afford to be desperate. Know your worth, good. It is not a matter of life and death. The last I went for my visa, when it was granted, I was very confident and was not under pressure. We were never asked any questions. We were told to pay our visa. I'm not desperate for anything, even God forbid I'm deported for whatever reason. I don't care. No, no one is going to deport you, okay? And that is just the truth. Okay, but remember, a green card is yours. Always remember there's a difference between temporary visas and permanent visas. Okay, temporary visa, visit visa, student visa, you have to prove that you have strong ties back home, financial ties, family ties. You must have a good job. They just have to have that aura. Okay, but a green card is yours. It's the law. Okay, no one will deny a green card. You have to deny yourself a green card. So, and that's the difference. And that's why you went there and you got it. Okay, it's the law. Green card is given by America. Okay, you are going to the embassy to prove you are the right person to pick it up. Okay, yeah. So congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so make your decisions wisely. If you don't have papers, come to us, janetrangi67@gmail.com. Tell us, we might help you to transition to Canada. Okay, you do not have to wait that long. I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay, merci beaucoup, asanteni sana. Muchas gracias. Zikomo, tough message, but I love you. It's the truth. My opinion, but basically some of the things, in fact, most of the things were facts. Especially when I was teaching you about asylum, those are facts. Okay, cannot be changed. Okay, all right. So I will see you in the next video, guys. Thank you so much for coming, okay? Thank you so much. Bye-bye. See you in the next video. Okay, thank you, Rangi. I see all of you. Thank you, thank you. I see all of you. Lucy, what is the estimated wait time upon nursing school graduation to adjust status? And will the student do within? Can you guys hear me? I don't know. I felt like I ended the stream. If you can hear me, I'll quickly explain to you, Lucy. Remember, adjusting status is to adjust to a green card, okay? And nurses, normally they skip the labor certification because they've determined that nurses, they will always need nurses anyway. It can take up to 9 months depending on where you file, because usually there are like 5 centers in America. Vermont usually is, I think, the slowest. Depending on your address, they'll give you a lockbox. Vermont, Nebraska, California, Texas, and Potomac, okay? But usually the variation is a difference of 5 to 6 months, okay? But 9 months you'll have, but remember, even if the green card takes 2 to 3 years, you will have a work permit, okay? Once you file the form, the lawyer will do 2 forms. The first form is I-485, which is adjusting status to green card. And then he'll also do a form we call I-765, which is a petition for employment authorization. And employment authorization is a matter of few months. You have a work permit, you don't need a green card. A green card is to bring your family and to travel. But when you're here, the most important thing is that work permit, which is I-765. When you get NCLEX, the lawyer's petition for that, the work permit comes, you start working, 2-3 years later, let the green card follow. Okay, I've seen nurses get green cards in 9 months. Okay, yeah. Again, they don't have a hard time proving in the labor certification, and that's the difference. You see, this EB3 for unskilled, we had to wait in that labor certification for 14 months to prove to America that there is no other American willing to do that job. Nurses don't have to go through that. Okay, all right. So I hope that part of the video you saw it. Okay, all right, guys. Thank you so much, Lucy. Thank you for coming. Okay, all right. Bye-bye, guys. See you in the next video.